you're being greedy with it. So then when the downside comes and Mercury's in retrograde, you're crying. And then everybody else gets out faster than you, and you're like having a pity party. You did it to yourself. You could have been preparing. You could have been preparing. You knew that it was coming. Just like a fucking menstrual cycle. It's coming once a month. Mercury is going to be in retrograde. The constellations are going to be out of a line. Things are going to, it's just going to be bad juju. Tonight's the last night Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know when you're listening to this, but it is June 3rd, Friday, June the 3rd, and it is 10:12 in the morning, Central Standard Time. So, today is the last day Mercury is in retrograde. So, what does that mean? The upswing is coming. The sun is going to shine again. The birds are going to sing. The flowers are going to bloom. It's summertime's coming up. You're getting your bathing suits and your boats or whatever. You're going fishing poles. Whatever makes you happy. Where does that start? Before you decide to put your foot on the ground, on your floor in the morning when you wake up. That's where it starts. So if you start off going to a building to do a job that you absolutely cannot stand, and it is weighing on your heart every day, causing you to further go down the mental health rabbit hole. If you start your day on that kind of negative note, guess what? You've set the tone for the rest of your day. And unless you decide to quit right on the spot, which I don't recommend, it's highly unprofessional. But if you decided to just say fuck it and go home, that's double the negative that you're putting on yourself. You're doing big things when small positive affirmations and changes can drastically change, and it'll fill up the trenches to where the downside won't be so bad. Another thing that people have to change is staying out of other people's fucking business. You would not believe how many questions I get asked about other people's relationships. These are spouses that have divorced, or a really close friend who's asking for a quote-unquote friend. I get asked in lives all the time about somebody is asking about somebody else's relationship. There's a two-part reason that this is wrong. Well, there's a many parts, but one, why are you worried about somebody else's business? Get your shit straight. Go sit at your home and, stop playing the fool. The Fool tarot card means you've got one foot on one side and one foot on the other. Don't do that, because you're putting out bad energy, and guess what? The wind's going to blow really hard and knock you off the mountain, and there you go, falling down back into the trenches. And guess what? You'll be blaming everybody else and pointing fingers and saying, oh, woe is me. Nobody's going to reach out to help me. No, we're not trying to vibe with you. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to kick it with a motherfucker who's just always in the dumps. I have found balance in my life, and I like it here. It's fun, it's airy, it's clean, it's light. Even whenever I'm reading cards and the person that I'm reading for is like going through a really bad time, I sympathize with them, yes, but I also educate them on how to manifest their way out of it. I can give you my hand and I can help pull you out, but that's not going to teach you anything. If I climbed my way out and everybody else is climbing out, you can do it too. You just got to put the fucking work in. That's where people get hung up. They don't want to put the work in. For example, I can't drive commercially right now because of this gnarly concussion that I'm still going to suffer from for quite a while. So, what did I do? I wake up in the morning and I decided to take, so, sidebar. I was born different with these gifts that I have. So, I've always been in a clan. I'm a clergyman, and I teach other people how to do exactly what I'm preaching to y'all today. Manifest destiny, how the spirits and energies work, all of that stuff. I have been doing that all my life. The first time I saw a spirit talk to me and me help her cross over to the other side was when I was 4 fucking years old. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the podcast, but here we are. So, I educate everybody. I don't just give them, hey, the cards say blah, 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 blah. No, I say the cards say blah, 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 and here's what's wrong with your question. I break it down and how we could have turned that into affirmations. Affirmations are confirmations that you're manifestations. Yeah, did y'all catch that? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Stop complicating stuff that doesn't concern you. The energy that you put out worrying about other people and how their lives and their energy fucked you over, you can actually start working on whatever they did to you yourself. And you can relive it and go through those feelings and release them. Does it mean that you're going to lose the memory? No. For new people, I don't believe in forgiveness because science tells me that our brains do not forget the action. So if you can't forget the action, how can you forget your reaction? Right? So, everything is all about you. It's your game, your rules, and the house always wins. If you learn to live by that rule alone, and stop letting people drain you of your energy, and vice versa, stop being that damsel in distress that needs to be saved all the time. Try to be more Captain Save-A-Ho. And the hoe is you. Start there. You the hoe. When you look in a mirror, most times people can't stand the 5-minute mirror challenge, where I make them look in the mirror into their souls. I just want them to do it for 5 minutes. Most people can't get past 30 seconds. They're like, this is stupid, I don't want to do this. It's not stupid, and you should do it. But why can't people look at themselves in the mirror? Ooh, that's a little word called the truth. Nobody likes to hear their own bullshit. Nobody wants to own their shit, ever. But when you do, then you get to release your behavior or your bad energy. You get to heal from the devastation. You get to heal from the trauma. You're still going to have triggers until you learn how to control them. You're still going to have the triggers. It's just when you think about that situation, like, just pick one from my life. I was kidnapped and gangbanged to pay my dad's drug debt one night to save my family's life. It was either they were going to go in there and blast my family away, or I was the oldest, and yeah. So, I can speak about it now, and I don't have any kind of ill feelings. I mean, the hurt never goes away. The pain doesn't go away. It just gets easier to deal with. But knowing that that happened to me and I was able to work through it, now I can go and talk to other men and women that this happens to, and they're taken advantage of, and they are put in these fucked up situations. Now I can help them navigate how to, one, get out of that situation, and two, if it's already happened, how to deal with that. Because what's happening is whenever something bad happens to you, and it doesn't have to be that extreme. If you have somebody, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, if you're in a relationship with a control freak, if you're in a relationship where you're getting beat up, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's got an addiction, or you have the addiction, whatever the case may be, the list goes on and on. The reason that you're staying in that current situation is because you're filling a void within yourself that you actually need to fill yourself. Did you hear that? You're looking to other people to fill a void that only you can fill. So that's why you don't ever progress. That's why relationships have these quote unquote honeymoon phases. It's because nobody's honest when they go into a relationship. You put your best foot forward just like you do at a job interview, and you try to keep this facade up, but eventually the veil falls. The veil falls, your true self comes out, and it's either positive or negative. The choice is yours. Is trying to walk in the balance easy? Nope. But once you get here, once you get to the balanced part, my daughter told me she hated me the other day, my oldest. She said I was a narcissist and I was manipulative and I was the worst person in the world, and she hated that she came for me and she hated me. Hasn't spoke to me since. It's been a couple of weeks now. And we were on a whole family conference. We're all here in person, and she lives in Virginia. And she was on FaceTime. She made the rules up to the conference. I don't ever let kids tell me what to do, but I'm always open to communication, different forms of communication even, as long as we're communicating. So she set the rules. The 24-year-old knows everything, right? Gotta love millennials. They are fun rides. But here we are. She set the tone. She said, here's how we're going to work this. Everybody is going to have a turn to speak, and nobody can interrupt. And then whenever you're done making your point, then we'll pass the buck. Kind of like the talking sticks in the circles. Fucking dogs. Sorry. Anyways, so she set the tone. But as soon as I went to say something that she did not let me finish speaking, she went all ape shit crazy and said a whole bunch of stuff. 2, she hung up because she couldn't face the truth. And my husband is there telling her, hey, you didn't let your mom finish. We're all good here. Hold on one second. Sorry. I gotta get the dogs in. Okay, he got it. Sorry, I had to send a text message. So anyways, did I react in a negative manner? Nope. You know why? She is deflecting. Actually, I got it right the first time. The dogs are distracting me, but my son got it. Go Draven. We love Draven. My gentle giant. So anyways, everybody was freaking out about what she said. I kept it moving. Still do. You know why? I don't care to be reactive. I'm working on myself constantly. I like this state of euphoria that I stay in all the time. I take the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I found a balance for that. And it all happens with just tweaking the way that you speak, the way that you think. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So next weekend, I'm going to see my daughter because she is the maid of honor in a wedding that's going to be here in Dallas. And then I'm going to see Machine Gun Kelly, and I got stage tickets.